We get triggered as human beings,
do.
and noticing those triggers and recognizing, is this actually something that will serve me or not serve me? Am I making this up in my head? Am I pulling something from my past, and is it affecting my future? That's the one thing I've always had it's been a blessing and a curse. I let things go so easily. My mother always told me as a kid, I'd be so mad at her because I got in trouble that day. And I would be in 2 hours, I'd be like, fine. I'd forget all about it. So that I can be an easy person to take advantage of or railroad over, or it can be great because I'm easy to work with and I see a lot of different opinions, playing the devil's advocate all the time.
It's time for jam sessions with Tina. She's got leadership, insights, and more. Come on in. Leave the titles at the door.
Welcome to Jam Sessions with Tina. I'm your host, Tina Eliana. In today's episode, we will explore how to recognize your everyday leadership. Joining us is Julie Lokun. Julie is a powerhouse in the world of media, entrepreneurship, and creative brand building. Ranking in the top 0.5% of podcasters globally, she hosts Get Obsessed and the Creative Entrepreneur Podcasts, both top 5 on Apple Podcasts, delighting audiences with her signature blend of strategic insight and storytelling rooted in her journalistic background. As co-founder of the Dragonfly Podcast Academy, Julie has helped hundreds of entrepreneurs harness the microphone to amplify their brands and crash through glass ceilings. She is also the founder of CreativeCon, a business conference and lifestyle brand built for creatives who are ready to stop dreaming and start monetizing. A best-selling author, keynote speaker, and contributing writer to Entrepreneur Magazine and Mind Valley, Julie is known as the facilitator of dreams, weaving brand narrative with bold growth strategy to turn passion into profit. Whether she's coaching on the big stage or building community for the next wave of creative entrepreneurs, Julie Lokun is proof that your voice is your greatest business asset. It is my absolute joy to welcome one of the facilitator of my dreams to our podcast. Thank you for being here, Julie.
Goosebumps, number one. Second, I just need you to walk around with me everywhere with a megaphone and just talk about me. That is incredible. And that is a sign that you are doing your research, which I love in podcasters, and I love to listen to on podcasts that I indulge in every single week. So thank you, Tina Eliana. I'm nervous. I'm here.
Oh my gosh. No, if there should be any nerves, it should be me. It is an absolute honor to have you with us. And I know you are, to say you are busy, I think busy would probably be just like telling somebody that they're nice. It's like telling Oprah she's nice, I would say that your schedule is just overflowing. So thank you for taking time to be here with us. I appreciate it.
Busy too, Tina, is a bad word for me. That is a 4-letter word for me, meaning when people say, oh, I'm busy, that means that you're not good enough. I am never too busy for you. Yes, I have a packed schedule in the summer with my children being home and everything I want to do for my business, but never too busy for you.
Yeah.
That word. I am.
Exactly. It's a 4-letter
connecting.
word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why that's why I'm saying, oh, she's so nice. Oh, there's so many better words. There's more accurate words to use, but we just default to some of those words that
I'm abundant. I'm feeling abundant right now in this season for sure.
That's amazing. You describe your mission as amplifying underestimated voices.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think so many capable people underestimate themselves in the first place?
I mean, I did that for 40 years of my life. I never had that light on. I never felt like I shone my own light. I was always a person that wanted to make everyone happy. I know women, this is a story, this is a narrative that we often hear with a lot of women, that we mold ourselves to fit in. I wanted to fit in. I was such a nerd when I was a kid, and I was outrageous and loud and kind of crazy. But the feedback I was getting at the time from my teachers, from my peers, were just rolling eyes, go in the corner, be quiet, fit in. And when we understand that fitting in doesn't make us happy, it actually caused me lots of pain in terms of divorce, going to law school. I went to law school because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be successful. I wanted everyone to be proud of me, but it was never me. So a lot of us during this journey, we don't really articulate who we are. And I see sparks in every single person I talk to. It's just about getting that vehicle going and showing that you can do it. Your voice can shine no matter where you are. We don't believe in ourselves. And when one person, it only takes one person to believe in you and your message, everything changes.
What was the moment that you found that leadership? Like, what was it that led you to say, my voice is worth listening to?
I think I'm working on that all the time, Tina. And I never consider myself a leader. I consider myself locking arms with amazing people. If people need to learn things from me, yes. There are points where you have to be a leader, especially if you are employing people. You have to know how to train them. You have to explain your vision. However, I never see myself at the pinnacle of a triangle that I am in charge of everything.
Yeah.
But it would be on my 40th birthday. I remember thinking, enough is enough. You have lived your life for pleasing everyone else. Now it's your turn to shine. It's your turn to really be yourself, dig deep within yourself, use what you have and amplify it. And I'm just using women as an example, but I see this in women abundantly more than men.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Do you think so? Do you see that as well?
I do see that. And for me, what my experience has been, there are, even though it's 2026, there are still things that get passed generationally to us, but depending on how we were raised. Sometimes I can remember, I come from the corporate world. I can remember being the only female voice in rooms, and you have to learn if you're sitting in that chair, it's for some particular reason. And even if it's not, hey, we recognize Tina needs to be here, but even if it's, well, we got to have a woman in here, let's go get one. You know
Right?
what? They
Wow.
still picked you to be that woman to go sit in that chair. Use your voice. Be in that room with all of those men and use your voice. And I've seen it in men. My experience has been is men are able to go logic and suppress the emotion. Women were genetically ish that the emotion comes, and when there's trauma, there's hurt. It's like that's that lens that everything comes through before we can even get to the logic, before we can get to the brain that tells us your voice is worth listening to.
Right.
At least that's my experience.
And that's so interesting that you bring up that male-female dichotomy, because so many of my friends who are in business, when they're dealing with issues, whether it be in the workplace, with partners, with events, with projects, they lead with the word, I feel. I feel like this isn't fair. You have to take emotion out of business. There's a time and place for that. Time and place for that emotion. So I love that you said that.
I'm very logical, and I feel deeply. And when I'm very passionate about something, I feel it. I sometimes have to say, I need a moment. I need a break. I need to go feel the feels. and I need to let them be felt so I can then come back in and let my voice be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I feel that intensely, people see that and they're
Mm-hmm.
not hearing what I really have to say. So I've
Mm-hmm.
learned I had to feel my feels intensely, quickly, and then I have to move on.
And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. That's a great technique. And I've noticed also as I've climbed the ladder, I'm going to say this in air quotes, of success, or reached different levels of places that I've really wanted to be, I am much better at not bringing my emotions into business. But then I get feedback from people that I don't seem empathetic as I used to. I'm a very empathetic person. I would even say I'm an empath,
Yeah.
but knowing when to use that is like so super important. But you get backlash. This is one thing all of us non-titled leaders should remember. You'll always get backlash no matter what path you take. If you take path A, path B.
I can tell you, as being on the receiving end of a one-on-one connection with you, you are heart wrapped in greatness. You truly
Oh,
are.
wow. Wow.
And you
Love that.
have, it is so felt, but it is wrapped in intellect and confidence. And I could just, it's multi hyphenated ways to describe it. I personally think you have a wonderful balance of heart, business, brain. Like I can just tell you, whoever's saying
Well,
that,
thank you, Tina.
whoever's saying that, you give them my number, and
Well,
I'll.
thank you. No, I love you. And quite honestly, something's coming to mind. If you find yourself in deep challenges, I found myself in a deep challenge 2 years ago with someone that I entrusted with my bank accounts,
Mm,
my social security numbers, with my everything. And she just laid it on thick. You know the ending to the story, obviously. She left with a lot of my money. She tried to steal clients from me. That, if any point in my business career could have really made me just go crazy, which I did, by the way. I did it behind the scenes to a lot of people.
yeah.
But being able to rein in those feelings, process them, having someone like Tina or someone else, a really good sounding board to talk through it and process it before you just go crazy, crazy everywhere. But yeah, so things definitely have gone sideways and I've learned lessons in terms of being able to channel my emotions.
We talk about leadership in our homes, our communities, our religious organizations, our careers. I see you in leadership in multiple parts of your life. When that happened, how did that impact the leadership within your home as a mother
When the incident
when
happened
the incident
with, I'll
happened?
call her Judy, with Judy. Well, I felt shame because I always thought that I was smart. I'm educated woman. I feel like I can read people. I prided myself on that. And then all of a sudden, right under my nose, all this stuff was going on and it just exploded. And people were telling me, my friends who she tried to start pitching and bring under her umbrella, building her own business that was a copycat of mine. It brought me shame that I just could not see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, quite honestly, and I don't know if my husband will be listening to this, I don't think I told him because I was that ashamed.
Wow.
I held that, internalized that, but I do have people I can talk to that I really vented with.
Mm-hmm.
I always want, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you many times spouses or partners don't always get what you're doing. And I didn't want to be a failure. That was a big failure for me. Just even
Yeah.
choosing her or bringing her into my world.
But that's a really great lesson for leaders in using, even when you are intelligent and you use your discernment, that doesn't mean that there's a guarantee that that other person is going to make the best choices for you.
Mm-hmm.
And to give yourself as leaders grace
Mm-hmm.
to say, I'm not always going to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to get it right, but there are people that are not going to value it the way that I value it. And that's I would say, on top of shame, I would say, speculate, there was a lot of hurt that you felt and betrayal that you felt, and uh, lots and lots and lots and lots of emotions that probably went along with that. But the example that you are showing to your family, to the thousands, the tens of thousands of people that love to listen to your voice, that you're saying that one person is not going to derail my purpose.
We all go through hard times, and that's the thing that we all have to remember. And that's why we have to lock arms. But you also have to be very good in vetting the people that you surround yourself with, which I learned a great lesson. I am cautious.
Trust is a very sacred thing that I give out now. Very sacred.
Trust. That's huge. And how
Yes.
can you trust those people? I've also learned in business, when you are creating a baby, whether it's a podcast, whether it's an LLC, whether it's you're providing services or products, no one cares as much about your business or your ideas as much as you.
Yeah.
They will try to, but no one truly does.
Mm-hmm.
And that should give you latitude and understanding that, and being easier on the people around you as well.
Yeah.
Because even if it was your best friend, it's all born from our brains, these ideas. No one really does have a stake in it like we do when we create it.
Business is transactional, and there's a delicate balance between, there's relational aspect of building relationships, but at the end of the day, there's transaction involved. It's a very delicate balance for me, in my opinion. And so I had to learn the hard way. Somebody can care very deeply for me on a professional level, but that doesn't mean they're my best friend.
Do you think we're people pleasers as women and leaders? Do you think people pleasing is a good thing as we are really scaling our businesses or our thoughts of being leaders? Because I still want to make everybody happy around me.
I think people pleasing is there's a negative association with people pleasing because it's very artificial sounding to me. I believe there's a genuine heart in wanting to do the best, be the best version of yourself for other people, and that gets lumped in with people pleasing. There's a genuineness approach that you take, what I take, that when we don't do it for the masses, right? We have a great discernment in going, this person just wants to meet me, this person just wants to talk to me, and that filters out to the people that I can make genuine connections with these people. I can do what I can to show up for them, and they do what they can to show up for me. So in that regard, yes, I think to run a business, you have to have an element of that, but it can't be surface level. I can pretty much tell right away when somebody's a surface level people pleaser. I'm like, great to meet you, and that's somebody I'm not going to collaborate with. That's not my vibe.
So you're very intuitive and you trust your instincts now. It took me a long time to trust my instincts, but once I did, it was a game changer for sure.
Absolutely, and it took me finding my voice. It took me finding that my voice had value, and that just because somebody's listening to what I have to say doesn't mean I need that person around me all of the time. I
Mm-hmm.
can give them words, I can give them guidance, and that's all that relationship is going to
Mm-hmm.
be. We cannot offer everything for everyone. There may be somebody listening to my voice right now going, I cannot stand the sound of her voice. I've got to move. Even if it's just something like that. That is a very just, that's how it is. Or I dated somebody with that color hair and I can't look at that person. People do that. That is a natural thing that we do. I've done that before with, oh, that name. I don't even want to hear that name because it was associated with somebody very negative in my past. And I've almost missed out on great friendships because I let that happen.
because we get triggered as human beings,
do.
and noticing those triggers and recognizing, is this actually something that will serve me or not serve me?
Mhm.
Am I making this up in my head? Am I pulling something from my past, and is it affecting my future? That's the one thing I've always had it's been a blessing and a curse. I let things go so easily. My mother always told me as a kid, I'd be so mad at her because I got in trouble that day. And I would be in 2 hours, I'd be like, fine. I'd be like, I'd forget all about it. So that I can be an easy person to take advantage of or railroad over, or it can be great because I'm easy to work with and I see a lot of different opinions, playing the devil's advocate all the time. I don't know. It's such a
Yeah.
slippery slope.
You feel all your feels and you're like, okay, I don't have time to keep feeling all of this. I'm going on with life.
I
Yes.
cry a lot though, trust me. There are a lot of tears that come from these eyes. So I
get
don't
it.
want to say I'm unfeeling, but it's so
No.
interesting separating feeling from business. And men, as I see it, they resoundingly lean into anger. That is their emotion because they can't process it. We lean into crying and sobbing, the real deep emotions, but men get angry. There shouldn't be anger in business either. So it's an interesting path, actually, and a thought that I've never really analyzed. You're bringing up some great things in my head.
When I feel when I am so angry, it's interesting. I cry. I
Yeah, me
cry when
too.
I'm
I
so
do too.
angry.
Like, if me and my husband were upset about the same thing, I'll cry and he'll get like, it
Yeah.
will feel like anger. But that's true. I wonder why we process that differently.
Yeah.
I have to research this.
Yes,
You need to
that's
find
it.
this out. What upsets you though, in terms of your business or leadership? Have you felt like that since you've really taken off and built your business and started your podcast and you're using your voice? Do you feel, I shouldn't even use the word feel, but do you feel those things still, or do you feel like more in control of your destiny because you're choosing it?
I'm definitely feeling more in control of my destiny because I have clarity. I think I felt all the feelings partly because there was no direction. I knew what I wanted, but I felt like I was in this endless loop of I know what I want, but I don't want to. And I think the frustration in situations that where I would get emotional over that. And it took me finding, just like you said earlier, that one person for me. And I tell people this over and over. So it's not because I'm talking with you, it's just applicable to this because I found a Facebook ad on about women in publishing and I went to their online summit. I then went to the in-person event. I met you. We connected.
Alexa,
I became a dragon. Like it was just like all of these
a
things.
caterpillar,
Yeah, a caterpillar that my husband,
inside joke. But
yes.
I mean, that is so cool. Was that the first time you went to Women in Publishing, or have you been a
No,
whip
I was
for a long
literally
time?
recovering from my foot and ankle surgery.
Oh,
And
wow.
I had only been walking 6 weeks. I had spent the whole month of
Wow.
January not able to even put any weight on my foot.
Wow.
And in fact, I was still in a brace when I came to I wasn't even supposed to drive that far, but I did it
So
anyway.
Tina's telling about how we met and how we fell in love
Yes.
in South Carolina.
Yes. So I was looking through Facebook. It was a week or two before their online summit.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, okay, why not? Because I was writing my book. That's interesting. Maybe
Yeah.
the worst thing I'm going to do is spend money to find out what I don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was within an hour. I went, oh, this is that missing piece. It was like when your
Mm-hmm.
car gets stuck in mud, or those of us from
Yes.
this up north in the snow, and it's like the tires are spinning and spinning and you want to go forward. But Women in Publishing was that push that I needed to get out of that rut. And I found it. I was connected with these intelligent, creative women.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so just connected. Literally, it was 2 weeks later was the in-person summit in South Carolina. And I bought a VIP ticket. I'm like, if I'm going to do
Yeah, you
this,
did, girl.
I
We had
am.
VIP breakfast together.
Yes, I got to sit next to you. We got to share a meal.
I got to eat off your plate.
And
drink your mimosa.
so yeah, I loved it. I love the community and all of the people. It is lifelong connections because of that.
This also speaks to the power of meeting people in person.
Yes.
We do have this opportunity to talk to people online all the time, which I love. We're doing that right now. But once you meet somebody in person, there is this instant chemistry. You can feel their energy.
Yes.
And it's almost like you're bonded for life, I think.
I totally
believe.
agree. I totally agree. And there's people like you and I, we walk into rooms and people feel our energy. I've had people say,
You do
yes,
have a
somebody
great
needs to
energy.
meet you in person. They will get you even more.
Mm.
And I can feel your energy through this screen, but
Oh.
in person, oh, it is
Just kidding.
totally different. It is totally different.
Tina, this is another thing. The fact that you can make decisions so quickly, that is a sign of leadership and excellence. So many people think, oh, I'm going to think about this for a week, a month, a year. But you're like, yes, I'm in. And it really, the decisive factor is huge when you can make those decisions. And I'm not saying Boston or Creative Con, but partnering or purchasing something or joining in a mastermind or expanding your business, putting money into your business. When you can do that, you first need to have a blueprint and a business plan. But when you can do that so concisely like you do, that shows me that you are on your way to something even bigger and more wilder than you could have ever dreamt of.
That's very kind of you
It's
to
risk.
say that.
It's risky. It's taking a risk.
It is. It is very risky. I will say I'm already there in a certain regard as far as that first step of feeling that. There is no way 3-4 months ago I would have ever have dreamt. First of all, I started a podcast or to be able to meet the people, but because I said yes. Because I said, I'm going to go do one thing. And that's what I tell people all the time. Don't think of it. It's going to be 100 steps. Take the one. What's the easiest point of entry that you can take that makes you feel safe? So for me, it was going to an online event because what was the worst thing that was going to happen? I would have just left. If you have the opportunity, if you hear the name Julie Lokun, I don't care if it says, Julie said, come here and help me shovel snow today. Go get your snow shovel this winter. Go shovel snow with her. Whatever where she's doing, you will be so happy that you have entered into her universe in whatever way it is. My life has been forever changed because of Julie. And it is just to be able to say, I know Julie. I get to look at my phone and say, Julie Lokun's in my phone. What? And so to find and you know what? Listen, if you're not near Julie, find your Julie. Everybody needs a Julie. Thank you so much for being here.
I love you, and I'm
I
feeling
love
all the
you.
feels now. I'm feeling all the feels. I'm so happy to be a part of this amazing conversation. Thank you,
Thank
Tina.
you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Come on in. Leave the titles at the door.